Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas, and I welcome you to This Week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. A lot is happening in the world, in India also, and what is happening around Dr. Parikh and where are his thoughts taking him? Let's find out. Doctor, welcome to this your own show.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So, how was the week for you, and what has been the exciting side of the week that just passed?
Well, there are so many things are happening. The pandemic is slowing down a little bit. The new cases and new hospital admissions in New York, New Jersey area is going down. Number of deaths are going down. And that shows that we are, all this lockdown thing is working. And we are able to have enough healthcare facility in case there is a second spot comes down the road. And a lot of things happening in the India. As you know, that government of India is going to evacuate all the Indian citizens, those who are stranded outside India, all over the world. Total almost starting from tomorrow, almost 64 flights are going from all over the world to the India and bringing Indian citizens, students, worker, those who are businessmen, those who are stranded here since lockdown, they will go back. They had a chance to go back to India. And I think this is a great gesture by government of India. And we must kind of give the congratulations to our Prime Minister Modi for putting together this kind of airlift for Indian citizens.
That's very good. And also staying with New York, or rather New York State and federal government relationship, you must have heard Governor of New York is kind of not very happy with fund allocation for the state's recovery. And he also was apprehensive of the term bailout used for state. You want to say something about the relationship with?
This is all political posturing by Republican president to a Democratic governor. So I'm not taking very seriously. At the end of the day, Congress is kind of controlled by Democrats, and the senators also, though even it controls by Republican. Eventually, it's a humanitarian work. So nobody can say no to tackle any expense which costs to control the COVID viral crisis.
And one news which I got to see in some Indian television medium regarding discovery of some sort from Italy that helps antibody, and somehow they claim that this is a way out of corona virus.
Well, I mean, those kind of claims are quite a few. And those IL6 antibodies, as well as even antiviral drug by Gilead, all those things are still not proven 100%, not tried clinically for safety of those drugs. But I think there is a lot of hopes, particularly in drugs by Gilead, and that's why FDA has approved it for emergency use for very sick COVID patient in USA.
So now, a little bit hypothetical question, but you were also a part of the conversation where we had Pramod Bhagat, who gave extensive credit to Ayurveda and alternative medicine. And so do you see some synergy is likely to emerge with more proactive approach in terms of these two different branches of medicine?
Well, because this is a very serious disease, and when it hits someone, a person suffers quite a bit. And that time, meditation and Kriya and all those Ayurvedic thing it does help and does reduce the stress, but it does not cure anything. So if someone claims that meditation or Ayurvedic medicine cures something, is not true. As well as even allopathy medication right now, we know few medication, but except this antiviral remdesivir, nothing is kind of more promising. So I think, I mean, of course, allopathy and Ayurvedic has synergy, but that's not cure. So one should not rely on only Ayurvedic or meditation and hope that COVID virus will go away. It doesn't happen that way.
Yeah. No, so just to clarify, it may be effective in preventing or maybe in increasing immune system so that you can stay away from some potential disease. Up to
I'm
that
not
extent.
sure about that. It does not prevent anything, but once you get it, it decreases your stress situation, and and it makes you a little more calmer and more composed, and so you can handle makes you more positive. So you can handle this kind of situation better.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very important statement you have shared. It makes you calmer, and if you are positive, then medically or other problems, you are in a better position to take care of them. And that reminds me of International Day of Yoga, International Solar Alliance, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in his address to non-aligned movement leaders, talked about the new approach where economic reasons are not the key reasons governing the framing of policies. You want to say something about that?
Well, of course, economic reason should not be a reason for framing the economic policies, because that depends on a lot of other factors, and particularly in this COVID situation, this pandemic situation, I think health of the person is more valuable than economic wellness. So I think nobody should make their decision or policy. They do not make it their policy uh, because they want to revive the economy for sake of reviving economy, and ignoring the facts about the pandemic and health of the and safety of the public.
So, staying with this, going slightly for a small, brief philosophical side of life, you said in situations like COVID, many people during this quarantine period have become more introspective. Overall priority of life, if we learn some lesson from this phase, I think what you said is applicable for all the times, because the ultimate happiness may not be restricted to economic growth.
Yes, and always when you are have nothing else to do and you are completely in quarantine, it means you are literally your meditation. You are in the meditation, and when you are meditation, always you can always have good enlightenment, and that's why you realize what's the value of the life, and what is not what are the things which is not valuable, or what are the things one should not do during their relationship with other people and other human being. And but unfortunately people forget about those things
Yeah,
again,
that is true.
and they go back to the square one, and that is a kind of sad part of it.
Mm. And now, as we move towards India with you, there has been a success in counter-terror efforts. A leader of Hizbul Mujahideen was killed today, but recently, last week, we lost important army officers, including a colonel and a major. Looks like intruders from Pakistan or the militants in Valley are again becoming active. You want to say something about the approach that the government have, and how you see?
I think government has no nonsense, very strong approach towards the terrorism, and I think we commend the government for that, and they should stay on that course. And in any cost or any circumstances, they should defeat the terrorism and they should wipe out the terrorism. And I am fully strongly support government of India for their anti-terrorist policies.
So there are various challenges. One, when a lot of these NRIs, those or not NRIs exactly, but those Indians who are going back to India, as you mentioned in the beginning, uh, there has to be a lot of facilities for quarantine because when these many people are coming, um, you want to say something about that? Should it be
Yes, because the government has decided that those who are coming in this special airlift from the different countries, they want to have at least negative COVID test. If they have negative COVID test, then they can they will be let them go to their home and request them to be in quarantine for 14 days themselves. But if they don't have negative COVID test, or they have temperature, or they have something which is kind of suspicious, then obviously government of India are going to put them or place them in the quarantine facilities organized by government of India.
So, while I appreciate you joining back in this show, I want to move towards the concluding part by requesting you. There are many challenges as if we are waking up as a society, functioning society again gradually. So, in India, when you look at the plight of the migrant workers, they have initiated, launched some trains, and but there are multiple problems which these folks will have to face. What are your thoughts in terms of the best way to handle that, not just on the level of government, but maybe community help or individual concern who are facing it?
I think I commend government's effort to let migrant worker goes to let them go if they want to their towns and homes, because every citizen has right to go to their home and go with their loved one during the crisis, and so nothing wrong in it. And I think government is helping them to arrange the buses and trains. And only thing is probably the state government should not have charged them any money to go to their villages and towns, because they are migrant workers. The fact that they are living the big cities, large cities, because they don't have money, they don't have work, they don't have food to eat really, and that's why they want to go to their home. And so I think government should have done, or not government, but the state which are involved should have done a kind of free service to them. And but otherwise, this service or gesture towards migrant is very praiseworthy, and I think government is doing excellent work for that.
And your final words from today's show, including some thing that you would like to share with Indian American community members here as we move in the phase of opening up.
Well, I mean, dear friends, we all know that we are kind of going towards the reopening of the society, reopening of the economy, reopening of our workplace. So, but please remember that this is a very serious and contagious virus. Please remember that you should wear the mask when you go out in the public. Please remember always kind of stay away, or keep the a good social distance from the other person, and do not be part of the any crowd or gathering where there's more than so many people. So that is a disaster and recipe for second wave of this corona infection. So please be careful, be safe, be healthy, and we'll see you next week. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. God bless America. Thank you.